Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Freaks and Geeks of Horror podcast. My name is Richie Boogeyman Martinez.
I'm Nick Gervais.
I'm Hillary.
And I'm Paolo. And today we're going to be talking about a very special movie on a very special holiday that we got coming up. It's the John Carpenter classic from 1978, Halloween. Awesome movie, instant classic. But yeah, we're going to give a short little synopsis of it. It was set in Haddonfield, Illinois, which is a fictional city. In 1978, it kind of centers around Halloween. The mental patient Mike Myers is committed to a sanitarium for killing his sister Judith. And on Halloween 1963, 15 years later, he gets let out, or actually he escapes. He escapes, correction.
Via station wagon,
absolutely. And he returns home to Haddonfield and stalks Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, stalks her and her friends while he is pursued by Dr. Loomis, who is a psychiatrist that unequivocally is saying that Michael Myers is evil, that he has no conscience, and he thinks that he should not be ever let go. So, it starts off with a very iconic scene. And in fact, I think, Richie, I remember you telling me that this is one of your favorite scenes.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes of like all horror movies. It's him with the mask in the basically point of view.
Yeah.
Like view, you know what I'm saying? And it's amazing, you know, just going through the whole house, you know, looking at his sister. His sister's literally about to have sex, you know what I'm saying, with her boyfriend. And he's like walking through the house, like, you know, the boyfriend leaves, he walks, he grabs the knife, he's walking upstairs, he sees his sister combing her hair, butt-ass naked, but, you know, and then, of course, that's when Michael Myers becomes the boogeyman, you know?
Yeah, and he's 6 years old at the time, isn't he?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, he's only 6, so, like, the perspective is of, like, a very short person looking through a mask.
It's amazing, and honestly, like, that scene right there, it's amazing, and it follows up by one of my other favorite scenes, which is like him escaping, or literally like the whole basically crazy house is like out, and they're just walking around.
You let them
know
out, and they're all wandering.
They're all
in the rain,
walking around,
yeah.
And out of nowhere, like, boom. Like, they get out, they're seeing what's going on. Dr. Loomis he's seeing what's going on with the other doctor. And out of nowhere, from the rooftop, Michael Myers comes and he, like, breaks through the window and, like, takes this girl out. And it's just crazy-ass scene.
He carjacks.
Dude, he carjacks this woman.
But, like, he, like, ropes up her face first with his big
he
wet
totally
hand.
palms
He's
her
just,
face.
like, all over
Just
her
mushes
face.
her face.
And she spazzes hard and crashes the car.
Yeah.
It's like a really rough scene for me.
It's
It's
funny.
hardcore,
He
yeah.
was waiting for Loomis to get out of the car, too. So he's
100%.
Yeah,
Like,
smart move,
Yeah.
smart move.
Now is
on
my
Mike's
time
part.
to go terrorize Haddonfield.
So for me, I have like two of my favorite scenes ever for any horror movie, to be honest. Those two scenes are just amazing. Do you guys have any like spectacular scenes that you guys have in that movie as well?
You know, first off, the scene you brought up in the beginning where he's going through the house, also one of my
The
favorites.
POV
Point
view, yeah.
100%. And one of the main reasons is obviously look at it, right? But if you just look at the whole shot, it looks like it's one continuous scene, start to finish, right? Actually,
Totally.
like from the point of like him looking at the bushes to putting on the mask, those are actually cut scenes. So they piece it together and just made it look like, if you didn't know any better, one long scene all the way to him standing out front and being unmasked.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd say that one. And then, honestly, man, when he kills the boyfriend and he stabs him and somehow,
that's mine,
butcher
dude.
knife
Bob?
is strong enough. Bob.
Yeah, that's
he
Bob,
kills
dude.
Bob.
Yeah.
Strong enough to hold him up against
Yeah.
the pine wood door.
So another crazy scene that happens in this movie, which is kind of wild for me, is literally the scene that I have on my shirt.
Oh, I love that
Like,
part.
he literally,
Oh,
he goes,
yeah.
gets the beer for the girlfriend or whatever, and Bob comes back.
Yeah,
back.
that's supposed
With
to be.
the
He takes Bob's
glasses?
glasses.
With the glasses on.
He puts on a sheet over his head, right, like a ghost, and puts on glasses. Michael Myers is a genius
Yeah,
for doing that.
so
That's
silly.
hilarious. That's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Comedic
in any,
genius.
Yeah, he literally throws like a sheet over his head, puts on glasses, and just stands there. I'm
that
like,
whole
this is-
scene cracks me up, dude. The whole the beginning of it, how they go up to the bed. I think it's Bob and
Linda.
That's
Linda.
right.
The
Linda.
Linda and Bob sequence is hilarious.
So funny. They go up to the bed.
No,
for
start from the beginning. Start from the beginning when they show
go
up at
for
the
it.
house. They show up at the house in Bob's weird van, and then the house is completely dark.
Yeah, they're supposed
Not
to
a light on.
Yeah, they're supposed to meet Annie's.
It's Annie's house.
Right, it's Annie's house,
And
they
it's
just
clearly
see the door
empty.
open, walk right in, which is wild.
Yeah.
But maybe a product of the time, 1978.
For
Probably
sure.
a little less locked doors back then.
Annie's dad is the sheriff, and
Yes.
they still don't care.
They go right to the
that's
bedroom.
The reason, maybe that's the reason, because he's like the
Yeah,
sheriff,
who's
you know
gonna
what
do
I'm
that?
saying?
Yeah, good
It's
call.
like,
Must be
yeah,
safe.
Yeah.
yeah.
Must be safe.
So-
the
But
sheriff lives
Bob's
here.
a weird guy as it is. I don't know if you guys, this gets past a lot of people, but there's that scene when they're in the van really quick, and he's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
I
take
know
off my
exactly.
clothes, take off your-" Well,
With
then we'll take
Lindsay.
Lindsay's clothes.
Ew.
Yeah.
Like nobody's talking about the 8-year-old.
Lindsay's
You know what I mean?
Lindsay's
Like,
the girl for viewers. That's the
Yeah.
girl that I think Annie's babysitting. Or no, it's
Is it Annie's sister?
Yeah, it's Annie. I
Little
think it's
sister?
Annie's little
That's
sister.
wild.
Kyle Richards from Real Housewives. That's her.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, fun
Wow,
fact.
see?
Yeah.
Fun
She was so
fact,
cute.
yeah.
Yeah, and then so
Oh,
they
Bob.
proceed to make
Anyways.
love next to this.
No, they creep in there, and then it looks like it's the parents' bedroom that they choose. It's like Goldilocks.
There's like there's a jack-o'-lantern on the the end table, which is wild. I mean, tight, but
They're like,
wild.
"Oh, it must be for us."
like
So
a
fire
huge
hazard.
they were
jack-o'-lantern.
waiting.
Yeah, they bone. They smoke a cigarette in the bed. What the heck, bro? And then is like, yeah, go get some beers. And of course, that's where the infamous scene that you were just Nick was just talking about. Boom.
While
Gets-
Bob's getting the beers.
Gets bulletin boarded up onto the door, knife mode, so sick. But Bob, homeboy, where are your frames, dude? Like, that guy got too close to you, homie.
Way too fast too. It's like
He
what
just
is going
accepted
on?
it. He was getting choked initially, and then Mike just took out the sword slowly and Bob, I could see it in his eyes, just like, I'm dead. I'm accepting this. Didn't try to fight it or anything.
He gave up long ago. He's
Just-
like, "This is it."
So Michael Myers been locked up in this insane asylum for
Oh.
many years. This guy is a freak of nature. He is so strong. Like, it's insane how strong
Yeah.
this motherfucker is. And honestly, like, if you look at him when he's walking in one of the first scenes when he's like at the school, he looks kind of puny. And then he's just picking up these dudes like literally like nothing. It's insane. Like, how is this guy? Where did he work out?
There's
He's
a
got
lot
that
of
special kind of.
Where did he work
Yeah.
out? Where did he
Yeah.
work out?
Oh, he was
Yeah.
doing CrossFit in jail for sure with the homies, dude.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of.
underestimated. He's learning how to drive. He's learning how to
Exactly.
carjack people. He was learning how to. I mean, he survived in his own house by eating cats. I think they found
Yeah.
like a dead cat. In
Yeah,
there.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so he
there
was,
was a
totally.
dead
survivor
dog.
skills, but then he like never talks. So he's an enigma wrapped in a
Yeah,
puzzle.
for
That's
sure.
So
right.
we only really see him like twice in the movie, right? Once as a child and one with when
Three
he
times.
3 times.
3 times when he hijacks the station wagon.
He's not a child. Then.
No, but
Oh.
you see his face.
Okay, you see like a profile.
It's
A partial.
It's very very quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you see
But
him 3 times,
not
and then
really.
the second time you see him, he's like kind of like disformed, right? Like kind of like.
Oh, it's because
Disfigured.
Lori has stabbed him in the eye with the
hanger.
hanger.
But
That's right.
man, that it looks like his whole face is deformed. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was just like a blew up right away, but it's like it looked like deformed. So I'm like wondering like what happened in this asylum. Is he like messing fools up in there as well?
Yeah,
That's a
This-
good point because he didn't have that when he was a kid.
When he was
they
a kid,
unmasked
no.
him.
Yep.
He was actually like
Exactly.
he was a cute little kid
Yeah.
with a knife and what have you.
There's a lot of mysteries about him.
Yeah.
And what happened
I
over
think
the
that's-
15
He
years.
was disfigured later on.
That's what makes him such an interesting character, though, because there's not a ton of whys, not a ton of backstory with it. You just know he's this twisted kid, and he doesn't really have any. He doesn't value life very much. He just does what he wants, and we barely know what his motive is.
You know, the whole
Yeah, why'd he
movie,
kill his sister?
the story is great. Like the scenes are great, but the music makes this freaking movie
Oh,
so
Yeah.
John
amazing.
Carpenter,
100%.
legit.
Like this movie
Yes.
is
Iconic.
made because of the music connected together. It's just amazing.
One
You
of
know-
the first guys to. I didn't mean to cut you off, Nick,
No,
but
you're
just
good.
like the fact that the director actually made the theme song for Mike Myers, and everybody universally recognizes that as Mike Myers' song. Like that's cool, and I think that kind of started, a little bit of a trend. I think a lot of horror movies got a little more serious with their themes because they realized how powerful it could be. the three bass notes and dong, dong, dong. It's just iconic with the little piano trilling behind it. It's just so creepy, so simple, and immediately Mike Myers. Everybody knows.
It was like,
So cool.
I mean,
it was like a
not-
different era for music, though, because we
sure.
had jingles back then. We don't have that anymore.
Yeah,
Bring back
yeah,
the
yeah.
jingles.
That's
And
a
I-
great point.
I
We
think
did
that-
have jingles.
There was just stuff that was so much more recognizable when you heard it back then.
By Menon.
Than now. Yeah. For example.
You know, anything from movies to TV shows, like I feel like the music made things better back in the days, even in the 90s, you know, but I feel that Halloween created the reason why Friday the 13th was even made was because of Halloween the movie, just because of the popularity that it had, you know, so
That's
yeah,
true.
it
That's
created a
100%.
lot of trends
Yeah.
for sure with the music and the kind of film that it was. Definitely wasn't the first slasher film, but it was one of the biggest at that moment. And it was one of them that kind of like brought horror movies to like a whole new, like the golden era.
Oh
basically,
yeah,
you know?
it brought the '80s slasher to popularity. It's like right after that we got Friday the 13th. We had the Nightmare on Elm Street series. It just blew up after that. And even it's funny because you look at some of the tropes that they use in the movie, and it's like even quote unquote modern day. I know I'm old, but Scream even uses some of those same tropes. Last Woman Standing, you know, like.
Final Girl.
Yeah,
They're
the
great because they're so
Final Girl.
self-aware about it too.
Yeah, it's
that's-
done in a
that's
completely like
so good.
a parody, but it's like it works. There's a reason that works. It's because of Halloween, you know. Super cool. And then
So around what age did you guys watch this movie?
5.
dang, you know, I was
Yeah.
a little later
I
in
know.
life. 5's legit, dude.
My
Dang.
dad, he would have me watch movies he liked. Like if it wasn't like Scarface, then it was like horror movies, right? And so I got hooked on him like really young, and he's just like, "Don't tell your mom." So yeah, 5, and like the rest is history. Yeah.
And to be honest, for me, it was my mom would record movies on VHS that would come out on TV or whatever, and I remember having Halloween as one of the movies, and we would throw it on every once in a while. And then as I got older, it just became one of like my favorite movies. Definitely. One of the most classic movies, not necessarily my favorite movie, but one of the like classic movies that I was really enjoying.
For sure.
And it really got me into like a whole different genre of horror movies as well.
Yeah.
You know, as for me, like you guys know, but for everybody else, like Halloween is great, but for me, I went into like the rest of the Halloweens. Halloween 3 is in my top 3 favorite movies of all time.
So good.
So
Season
and I
of the
know
Witch.
it gets a lot of heat, but you know, without Halloween 1, there is no Halloween 3. So I'm like, respect for that even more, you know?
Yeah. Halloween 1, surprisingly, is not even that gory. I think it got kind of crapped on a little bit at the time, and people were like, it created this whole genre of, you know, just violence. But you look at Halloween itself, there's not really a lot of blood. You don't really see anything gnarly.
That's true. Even when he kills
No.
Bob, sorry to cut you off, but even when he kills
No,
Bob,
no.
there really isn't. I just watched it this morning. I'm thinking about it. There really isn't like a lot of blood proportionally to
No.
what you would
Yeah.
think.
You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. There's he doesn't really kill like kids or any, like
No.
it's weird. Like it's not the typical like
Well, he
kind
kills
of.
that dog.
He does kill
He
that
does kill
dog.
the dog.
Yeah.
Doesn't he eat the dog?
I don't know.
He
Oh,
eats a dog.
I
A
have
dog.
they think
No.
they think the dog's messed up, and that's funny because I think Harry was going to share
so
something
like
funny with us.
Dr. Loomis and the sheriff, they meet up at the house and they discover the dog dead, and the sheriff thinks a skunk killed it,
I don't know what kind of skunk can kill a dog,
which was
but-
really interesting, but it was a dog. And then Loomis was like, no, I think he's
Loomis
out
was
for
like, "Nah,
blood.
dog."
He's out for
He's
blood.
out for blood, but it wasn't a
Killing dogs,
skunk.
eating these motherfuckers.
That was no skunk.
You know, that's a good point. They found the half-eaten dog. He kills that other dog later on.
Yeah, he
but you
kills-
don't
Yeah.
hear much after that. He could have eaten that. Oh,
Yeah, there's
that's another episode.
there's a
Theories.
couple of dogs.
Yeah.
Dog.
What
eaters.
happened?
Don't be a dog around
Series
my
of
mind.
dog
Don't
deaths.
bring around my dogs. You know?
Yeah, he never kills kids.
No, never kills kids.
They're off limits for some
Because
reason.
even in the beginning, like when he like went to that school, like there was a bunch of little kids. He bumped into one and he like just looked
He
at
stops him with his hands. He
Yeah.
doesn't. I was like, Paulo, why didn't he just like check
Respectfully,
him?
right?
You
He's
know, he
like-
could have knocked that kid down, but he like holds
Yeah.
him by the shoulders.
Wants him to know, like, be careful. When you grow up,
careful
I'll
out
probably
there.
kill you.
him. If you're having
Yeah,
sex,
don't have sex or drink.
Yeah.
That's all
I will
everybody
kill
can
you.
feel
He's
high
like,
cares
I'm gonna
about.
get you, dude.
Keep the lights on.
Maybe it was like an anti-alcohol and drug kind of movie, you know, like anti-sex.
Premarital sex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, it was teaching
The
kids a
promiscuous
lesson, you
stuff,
know?
like,
I was
don't
wondering
do it.
why did-
Because
Boogeyman's
they knew we
gonna
were
get
going to
you.
watch it, like rated R. They're going to watch it anyway, so.
Yeah. Like, why did he kill his sister in the first place?
Because she was having sex.
She was having sex?
See,
Or he was just
there you
possessed
go.
by the devil? Like, what makes more sense?
She was like ignoring him to bang her boyfriend. I've like gone over this in my head before.
That's
I'm like,
good.
Yeah.
So
he's
is that
still
a spite?
ignoring-
I like
he's
that.
already like a wobbler. He's already kind of on the fence with like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
being
he's
fucked up in the
obviously
head,
not
for lack of
stable.
a better term. And yeah, and then he goes crazy. When
I
he's
like that. I never
Yeah.
put that
It's a good
together, but
concept.
that's
That's
good.
what I was
All right,
thinking.
all right.
That guy kind of looked like Bob too, if you think about it.
We guy?
The guy in the beginning, her boyfriend, he
He's
kind of had some
coming down
Bob.
the
I guess
stairs.
everybody in
yeah,
the 70s.
Yeah, I
and
know that was
60s.
Yeah.
that was definitely a product of the times for sure.
Oh my gosh,
That's hilarious. But yeah, the legacy of this movie is pretty wild. Like if you really think about how much it influenced other movies down the line, and also what we were talking about is shoot. Yeah, how it popularized 80 slashers. Yeah, the POV of the killer, and obviously the creation of this is another thing I kind of forgot to mention is Jamie Lee Curtis. It's her initial movie, and she is universally known for being the scream queen of Halloween and horror for till this day. Really, she the iconic like she was screaming her butt off on some of these parts, especially towards the end where she's kind of getting chased through the.
And nobody cared.
Nobody cares.
Nobody
but
cared.
banging on the door, turn on the lights, and they turn them off.
So
Yeah.
I'll
crazy.
get involved.
Like
how she blew out. She must have. I don't know. I can't imagine
Yeah.
how her vocal cords were feeling after that. How many
Yeah.
takes it took. All that stuff. But it's pretty hair raising stuff there.
And
Great work.
it honestly even ended good. Like I feel they end well. Obviously, like for most people that don't know, Halloween was supposed to switch to a different story every single time. It was supposed to be
Yeah.
basically Halloween night, and we're switching it, and it like became really popular. So Halloween 2 came along, and then they went to the original plan, which was
So part 3 came
Part
out.
3 came
New
out.
story.
Yeah, new story. But then it was so popular and people were hating on it so much that they went back to Michael Myers, right? So it's like I feel story number 1, which was Michael Myers' story. I feel it could have ended there, and it would have been like that story of that
Complete.
that boogeyman. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Because like
100%. It's
like
great standalone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was literally could have been a standalone movie. You know, he fell, whatever, and then he leaves, and then you hear him breathing hard. You know, what I'm saying that Darth Vader kind of breathing. You know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying throughout the whole house.
Cut
It-
to credits. You don't know
and
what
that's
happened.
it.
to
You
him.
don't know what happened. It's like he just basically like this horror story now that you hear on Halloween every single year. You know what I'm saying? And it's like now it's like instead of doing that, they brought him back and they kept on bringing him back. And of course, now we're in 2024
Yeah, they're
right
still
now, and they're
still
still
going.
doing it.
They're
You know,
still going.
Yeah,
It's pretty
spin-offs,
wild.
collabs, and like that's interesting. It starts with him breathing,
yeah.
and it ends with him breathing.
Ah,
Oh, jeez.
yeah, so creepy.
Darth Vader style.
You know there's
Darth
a
Vader
video
style.
game coming out. I heard actually like
What?
2 that like John Carpenter is like directly involved in.
Really?
What?
Yeah, and what's even more interesting, well, to me it is a week prior to this like news thing I read. I just thought about it and I was like, man, they got Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th. They need a Halloween game, and then they're coming out with a Halloween game. I'm like, oh man, I gotta just start talking more shit into the universe. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
Yeah,
great.
no
yeah.
kidding, dude.
That's
Oh,
gonna be
man.
I
epic.
had
Yeah.
never even heard of that. That's rad. Do you know what platforms it's gonna be on?
I'm assuming Xbox and
All the-
PS5.
It's a cross-platform. That's cool.
That's
cool.
what I'm thinking. That's I believe that's what I saw. But
yeah.
they got a
I know-
board game out now too.
I know they have a couple of different games for like they have the Texas Chainsaw one. I was playing that a little bit. That was kind of cool too.
It's fun.
There's an alien one.
They have an alien one. Yeah.
Alien
It looks
Isolation.
unbeatable.
That isolation one's terrifying.
Unbeatable.
They say that was the best Alien sequel that isn't a movie. I just started playing it. It's fucking scary.
Screw that.
For
Dude.
sure.
Is that the one where you're like basically hiding from the alien on the ship?
Yeah, I just
it's like a hide
started it,
and
so I'm
seek
going
game
around
kinda
like
thing.
the airport or whatever that's been all fucked up by you don't know what
no.
yet. But like I just
That's
got there.
so
I'm early
scary.
on, but it's like you turn off the lights and you're just like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, I've seen videos of it,
Like, oh
and I
my
hear
God.
the AI's smart and everything.
And the
Oh,
alien
that's-
learns your ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a frightening
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole episode
I
right
mean,
there.
like you got to think about it. Even like Friday the 13th, the original NES game or whatever, that was like such a classic.
All your
Like,
friends
Oh
are dead.
man,
dude,
that
it
game was hard
sick.
too.
Dude,
It was hard as fuck.
That
It
was so hard.
It was
That
so fucking
but
hard.
that was such an amazing game. Like, man, right now I actually like saw some Nikes recently. They're like exactly like those. They were so expensive. I was so bummed out.
yeah,
They're like 400.
You're gonna get 'em.
I was so close to getting them too. I was like,
Watch, we're gonna see you wearing
they're
them.
just so
That's so
badass.
funny.
They're just so badass, and I'm just like, oh my god, these are like the most amazing Nikes I've ever seen. But
They had like
Backed
the
up.
little like mask on them, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like covering the
yeah.
laces.
Is there a
yeah,
machete
yeah, I saw those.
sticking out of them? A little machete?
Yeah. I'm so it's so dope to like see horror like at such a like even I mean I know Halloween's coming up and it's usually you see a lot of horror, but I feel these past couple of years have been a lot of like good movies coming out, a lot of like more horror stuff coming out. I feel like it's a little bit even Halloween, right? Like 2-3 years ago, I felt it wasn't even respected as much as like you kind of like, oh, it's just Halloween. It's just like people just kind of spend like 2 weeks decorating and then it's it. But I feel like these last couple of years, like 2-3 years, it's been a little bit more like cherish. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
No,
Like a
I
little bit more-
Yeah.
agree 100%.
Oh, yeah.
There's like, I sent you that picture when I was in fucking IKEA in like end of July. They had Halloween stuff. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing, man.
Oh man,
economy's
it's starting
bouncing
like
back.
it's like they
That's
do
why.
it Black Friday. Like Black Friday's starting on Tuesday now.
Yeah.
It's like Halloween where like you can start decorating in August. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. No, they've bumped.
We win.
I saw
Come
I don't know.
speaking-
I don't know somebody that decorates in August. I don't know nobody that does that.
Yeah, me
you know,
neither. Nobody. No,
I saw
nobody.
Halloween stuff at Michael's in July.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
man.
great.
That's crazy.
Legit.
It was
Wow.
great.
Legit.
Yeah.
It's what
no,
you wanna
no, and
see.
honestly, like I feel that. I mean, we all kind of did our trick or treating and stuff in the '90s and stuff. So it was like nostalgic, and it's so cool to see that back. Even like last year when we went to go see you guys. You know
Oh,
what I'm
that was
saying?
so
Oh,
fun.
yeah, that
When
was
you got
cool.
trick or treating, they help their friends do a haunted house and
Linda Vista,
Linda
yeah.
Vista.
Yeah, we've been doing that for years.
And
It's
it's
really cool.
and just that area of San Diego for Halloween is amazing. Like it was like it took me back to when I was a kid, and it was like I took my son, and it was just the most amazing thing. It made me feel like so nostalgic and just so much fun, and it was just like I love that things are happening like that, like they used to, you know, because I felt like people, you know, kids are on their phone all the time and stuff like that. But that took me back. It's like there was nobody on their phone, just
Yeah.
everybody enjoying the moment,
Lots of
enjoying
kids
Halloween,
on
Yeah.
the street.
trick or treating,
Yep.
haunted
Interacting with
houses.
people.
Yeah.
Interacting. It was so cool, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
Honestly, it was one of the coolest things. And I seen them.
Oh,
I was
I'm glad
walking
you
in the
dug it.
haunted house. I'm like, hey, and then they're like, oh shit.
No, that was cool. That was unexpected. And I misspoke.
Yeah.
Point Loma, not
Yeah,
Linda
it's
Vista.
Point
Point
Loma.
Loma. But yeah,
you're
that
like,
neighborhood's been doing it
I
for
know
years.
those killer clowns.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we were a
totally.
couple killer clowns.
Yes.
That is like the highlight of the year.
Yeah, that's
for me.
honestly our good friend Trevor kind of got us hip to that, and we've been just working the haunted house. I mean, it's just a friend of a friend that every Halloween he decks his driveway out, he blacks it all up like with like tarps and stuff like that, so it's a hallway.
Sick.
He has black
Fog
lights flashing,
machines.
fog machines, all these decorations, and then he has like there's like 5 or 6 of us inside the actual the
like a tunnel.
It's
It's
like
a
a tunnel,
tunnel.
and it's a pretty long driveway.
It's like 2 carports end on end.
And then at the end, the homeowner is actually like handing out candy, so you kind of
Yeah.
have to go all the way to the end to get the candy. So you see these little kids at the beginning, like
there are kids who are way too young to be
so
in there.
tentative, and then some kids are like so tough, and then the second you move or they see you, they
assault
like,
you.
Oh, that,
So we have a thing ongoing like tradition, I guess now. There's like we go to haunted houses every year. We go to like Universals for every year, and then we try to go like
Yeah.
Knott's and stuff like that. But so much fun doing that. But just I can't even imagine being on the other end of it, right? Like being the character, right? Like the guy
Yeah.
like scaring people, and that's so cool that you guys do that. I was like, kind of makes me want to do like a haunted house of my own or whatever. It just seems so much
Yes.
fun.
oh, it's so cool.
Oh shit.
It
It's
definitely
sweaty, but
puts
it's cool.
you in like a different state of mind being on the other side of a mask.
Yeah.
Maybe I know what Michael Myers feels like.
Yeah.
There you go.
You feel like a different person.
You do. You wield a lot of power. It's kind of weird. You put on a mask, and it's like you can kind of become someone else. People
Yeah.
look at you, and they immediately you can feel them shriveling. Even like some grown people, it's kind of interesting.
The
You're just like,
power.
oh wow,
Yeah.
I just got to look like a clown, and you're freaked out. Okay, this is interesting.
You gotta
I
be
look
careful.
like a clown normally, but people aren't that scared.
You never know if it's going to be fight or flight.
Yeah,
Like-
that too. Some
Hope
people
it
get
works.
some people freak, man.
Yeah.
Come on,
ki-
sympathetic nervous
Yeah.
system.
Yeah,
Work with
yeah,
me here.
totally.
A kid once hit me with a bat.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
It was a toy bat, but like it was still a bat. I
Yeah.
was like, it's okay.
Oh yeah,
You
so we
can
have
proceed.
I have a funny story from Halloween. It was Halloween Horror Nights, I believe.
Oh no!
Yeah, no. So we went in there. Was it Halloween Horror Nights or was it not
It
Scary?
might
Farm?
have been not.
Not. It was.
I
Not
think it
Scary
was
Farm.
not.
So yeah, we go in there and we're going into like
I think I
haunted
know the
house,
story.
Yeah.
and then we lose Hillary. Hillary's going backwards. She's going backwards into this haunted house, and we don't know where she's
No,
at.
forwards, always forwards.
Dude, I don't even understand where she was at. She was with a whole nother.
She bolted
group.
off with another group.
I was
Yeah.
with the family. They were pretty safe.
Oh,
They were
okay,
safe
they were
people.
We were
keeping you
like,
safe.
what the hell? She was just gone. So we literally lost Hillary in a haunted house.
I thought it was the
R.I.P.
leader of the group that time.
What group?
You turn around, there's no one there. How
How
dare
long
you?
were you lost for? Like, were you guys
The
waiting out-
whole
the whole length of
trail
the
thing.
Like, we met up with
The
her
whole
at the
thing.
end,
And
and
I
she was
was-
like, we were
yeah.
like, where'd you go?
Holy shit.
Because we were like calling out to her too, and it was just like, oh, she's gone into the fog. Sorry, little one,
Gone
fend
forever.
for yourself.
I get the zoomies sometimes.
Yeah, you definitely
So,
zoom me
okay.
through
That's
it.
exactly what happened. She got.
I got the zoomies, and then I thought it was the leader. Guess what? Wasn't the leader. But like last year, I kind of got a little wise because my strap on my fanny pack is too long. It's like a 18-inch tail. So I have Paolo just like hold on to it.
She needs a leash.
That way I can't run off.
Yeah.
I'm just like anchored in place with the group,
Yep,
and it
yep,
can't zoom away. It works really good. So
Yeah, we're heading
Yeah.
out to in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks.
That's right.
28.
I think,
Right.
The 28th.
It's the 28th.
yeah.
Yeah.
28th.
Which leads us
So
to
excited.
our next episode that we're going to talk about too. I think next episode we're going to spend a good chunk of it
recapping maybe.
recapping
For sure.
because what we do is we want to see all of as much of it as we can, and the only way we can do that is by getting that fast pass.
Well, it was
So
legit. Last year was my first time, and every single house got hit. And when
Yeah.
we were coming back, and they were closing down houses because
Yeah.
they were too packed.
No,
That's the only way to go.
it's really the only way to do it. It's
If
a
you
little
do it-
pricey.
Fast pass. Sorry,
Yeah.
go on.
And we
No,
Pretend
please.
you're a rich person and just do it.
do it.
Walk into
Just
It's
the
once a
do
year.
it.
Come on now.
Get
Ball
that
out
credit
for
card.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Get a new credit card. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ball out for Halloween.
yeah. And honestly, we had it was cool because we did this. They had a new restaurant there last year. What was it called? Do you guys remember?
Oh, the chocolate emporium.
Emporium. It was pretty
Yeah,
cool. It had
yeah.
good vibes.
Oh
in there,
yeah,
you know?
damn!
Oh,
I forgot that.
yeah.
Little robot
Steampunk,
that was
yeah,
walking
yeah,
around.
yeah,
That's right. That's right.
That
was
was
cool.
cool.
It was like a steampunk kind of joint, right?
Yeah.
That was
I
cool.
remember that now. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
Fun place.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. That
I
should be a
forgot, that
lot
was
of
City
fun.
Walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Well, there's going to be there's going to be a few of them that are the same as far as the haunted houses go, but I think there's going to be.
Well, they have Monsters 2, right? Like, it's not gonna be Monsters 1. It's gonna be Monsters 2. It's gonna be like Latin nightmares, I believe.
That's right, that's
they're
right.
Switching up the kind of like the themes. They have
Is there going to be a
Quiet
Chucky
Place.
A
one?
Quiet Place. They
Alien,
have-
I think.
No, not Alien.
Not Alien.
No, they have
Ooh.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Texas
yeah,
Chainsaw
right.
Massacre. It's like the
They got a barbecue place there now too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have what else houses they have?
Texas Chainsaw Barbecue.
They have a couple of them for sure. I know they have a Blumhouse, like the tram.
Oh yeah, that's always
Yeah.
fun.
Terror
They
Tram.
always
It's
do
all
something
the-
cool
Terror
with the
Tram.
tram for
Yeah,
sure.
and then they're gonna have Chucky like roasting people, I guess, right?
Oh
Yeah.
that's one of my.
It's gonna be
faves.
like a
I
live
love
show.
Chucky.
Oh, I didn't
live
know
show.
that.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
roasting mofos.
I'm a
That'll be
sucker
pretty
for Chucky,
funny.
Yeah.
which I'm sure we'll be doing at some point.
for sure.
Yeah,
sure.
Paolo
That to
loves
me is one of
Chucky.
my faves. Oh, and I think this might be a fun time to announce, but I think at the end of this, and we might as well do it on camera.
For sure.
We're going to be doing a little paper, rock, scissors off to decide who gets to do the
next movie.
the next movie or whatever. We're not really limiting ourselves. We're going to be doing movies, but
Shows and
but there's
whatevers.
shows, whatever strikes our fancy.
Like our main thing right now, realistically, is talk about a certain movie and then just chit chat like this you know, about horror stuff that's spooky. Like the reason why this whole podcasting came around actually was I was looking for a podcast just to like feel nostalgic like about horror and like Halloween and stuff, and most of them that I found were just storytelling, right? So I wanted to find one that was like just people just talking. I just want to hear like if I'm in a conversation, and then I was talking to them, and then I was like, you know what, we should do our own, and then here we are.
Yeah, here we
totally.
are.
Brilliant idea, but
Yeah.
Freaks and geeks of horror, you know.
Yeah,
so
totally.
it's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Paolo's the only one who wears glasses, so he's the geek.
He's definitely.
Well, I got the blue
Catching strays
blue light
over here.
glasses I was gonna wear tonight. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna wear them. So there'll
dare
be two
you.
of us. There'll be two of us.
You're a
with
geek at
glasses.
heart, Hillary.
I gotta tell you guys something. I meant to say it earlier.
Yeah, big time.
We're talking about you guys fuck with the trail, the haunted trail, Balboa Park.
I have gone
yeah,
before.
yeah.
I have gone
Not
before.
last year.
Yeah, but we've been before.
So you guys were talking
Yes.
about you do your friends like haunted house and stuff, right? You'd be on the other side of the mask. So that was technically the first job I ever had. 2000,
way.
What?
October of 2000. I wasn't even 16. I was 15, and I applied at the haunted hotel. And the dude Greg DeFada was like, "Hey, we're opening one up in Balboa Park. We need people there." Wasn't really tripping on my age. I'm like, "Cool." So I got to do that, be an actor. It was super fun. all
Oh,
that
dude,
shit.
that's
That's
rad.
awesome.
The next year, it used to be called the Trail of Terror. The next year, this is October of 2000. The next year, they changed it to the Haunted Trail because 9/11 happened.
Oh.
And Greg's like,
I ain't
like,
messing with
we
that.
can't even
Wait.
fucking
Yeah.
put that anywhere. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Dude, right?
Interesting.
And every
What
time
the-
I talk about it, I still do it like now. I'll be like, oh, the trail. Like I still call it that, and nobody knows what it is. I'm like, once upon a time.
Once upon
Yeah,
a time
yeah,
back
yeah.
in 2000.
Wow.
But my point is, it's fun scaring people.
Yeah, no, San
It is
Diego.
fun scaring
San Diego has
people.
some
So
cool attractions.
That's
like
a cool
that.
story.
What did you dress up as?
Dude,
what were
so
you?
usually it would change per year.
Oh, okay.
But
Just
usually I would
depending on
try
the
to get
theme.
in the either the Jason house,
Yo.
or they had a Jason cabin, and then they had a. It wasn't the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, but it was this house that had this picture frame where the picture dropped down and made a loud ass fucking noise behind it. And I would just
That'd get people.
I wore a leather face get up. And
That's
scare
freaking
people that way.
tight.
So I would
That's
usually go for like
fun.
Jason or Leatherface.
Yeah.
You know what we
Didn't
gotta
want to do
do?
the clowns, too much makeup.
What?
Yeah.
We gotta all together go to that arcade that they just opened up in San Diego.
Yeah.
Oh, Monster
like
Arcade.
400 games?
Monster Arcade.
Dude, it's called Monster Arcade.
Yeah, with the ramen soup basketball
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So
I
we've
heard
got.
about that.
I've gone a couple times with my son, but man, everything's horror based, right? Like all the art and everything, and it's super cool.
Oh, I
it's
didn't know
it's
that.
one of the coolest things. It's like I think it's like $20. All you could play all day.
Oh, that's
They
cool.
open up at 10 a.m. They close at 2 a.m.
What?
Oh,
It's
damn.
fucking amazing. Me and Jonathan usually go like in the mornings. Dude, it's empty. We play every game as long as we want. Like there's no nothing.
Because it's all
You've been there
unlimited,
more than
right?
once.
Oh,
We
dude,
go
we've
in
been
the
there.
mornings.
Dude, we've been there like 3 times, man. So shout out to
Oh,
them.
that
They
sounds super
kill
fun.
it.
Alright.
It's
That'd
so
be
fun.
cool.
We
That'd
got to
be
go
cool
all
as hell.
together one of
I'm
the
down.
days,
Heck
and we
yeah.
can just talk about it
100%.
one of the
Yeah.
episodes or
Yeah,
whatever. So
good
I think that'll
call.
be definitely cool.
Yeah.
But honestly, San Diego does
down.
have a lot of cool things, you know.
Yeah.
Like they even have like this. We did it once. It wasn't the funnest, but I wouldn't hate to try it again. And it was basically like the haunted amusement park, and it's basically like just one haunted house, right? But it's an abandoned amusement park. I think it's in like
Marshall Scotty's?
It was used to
Yeah,
be Marshall
yep,
Scotty's.
Marshall
So you
Scotty's.
tried that?
so yeah.
haven't
it's
been there yet.
It's a haunted like amusement park. We did it once. It was chill, but
Okay.
I think I hear it's gotten better, so I definitely want to give it another shot.
Nice.
It wasn't as great, but like I said, it's gotten better.
Okay,
Supposedly, so.
cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, there's the
I've
trail.
been curious about that
there's-
place.
I don't know if there's still Frightmare on Market Street or the.
No, they closed
they
that
close
down
that
because
one?
I think they got like ousted by developers or whatever.
Oh,
so they're
bummers.
part of like the Del Mar thing now too.
Oh,
the
okay,
Fright
okay,
Zone,
okay.
Scream
Which
Zone,
I
Fright
haven't
Oh
Zone.
yeah,
Have you guys
you
been
know
to
what?
that?
I've been there once, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Is that at the fair?
It's at the fairgrounds.
It's in Del
The
Mar.
fairgrounds, rather?
Yeah.
Yeah, same
Oh,
place, I
okay.
believe.
So man, yeah, San Diego has a bunch of
always wanted to go
stuff,
to
but
that
man,
one.
like you go like anywhere closer to like the OC, then you get just flooded by things.
LA
man.
area.
Like
Yeah.
LA area is so
17th
much.
door If you
17th
guys
story,
you
yeah.
know this?
I've
Oh
heard
no, I've
about
never
it,
heard of
yeah.
I don't
that.
know
What
what
is
that
that?
Yeah, so it's a haunted house in like Anaheim, Irvine, like
The
Orange
OC area.
County area.
Yeah, okay.
And it's just supposed to be like the ultimate experience.
Yeah.
Like they start setting up like early in the year for it and shit. And if you go on their Instagram, they have like different rooms, like an insect room, a room where it looks like you're getting hit by a train. There's some part I heard where you leave the place, get in a van, and then drive down the street to another part.
What?
Yeah. What if you got in the wrong van, right?
Oh god.
Yeah, like it's like
Do you
supposed to
sign
be
like a release
form
form of some kind?
You not only sign a release, you go in this room and look at a camera and say, I signed the release and know what's going on.
So you're on video
Yeah.
doing it?
You-
Oh,
Look
man.
them up on Instagram, man. 17th door.
Why
It's-
not?
Okay.
That could be a trip maybe next year.
Yeah.
So-
That sounds really good.
No, I went to this horror convention. Not to, what is it? Not too long
Creepy
ago.
con?
No, I just went to it. It was it was in Long Beach.
Midsummer Scream.
Midsummer Scream.
Yeah.
Me, I went. I took the fam. I took my wife and my son. My son loved it like 100%. He was having so much fun and just getting spooked by the monsters. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
That's awesome.
But in that place, they showed a lot of previews for a lot of haunted houses, and I think they had a preview of the one you're talking about.
Ooh,
so
17 rooms.
you know they had that, and then they had like the. What is it?
Was
The
it haunted?
hayride, the haunted hayride down there in LA.
Oh
and
yeah, I've
stuff like
always
that.
I've
wanted
never
to
been
go
on
on a
that.
haunted hayride.
I heard those are fun.
And was it Haunted Decks? The Queen Mary.
Oh,
I
the
haven't
Queen
done
Mary,
that
yeah.
yet.
Well, they also have the what is it? Dark Harbor.
What's that?
That's it, Queen Mary.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what they're
Oh,
calling
that's
it.
the one.
Okay.
So that one, I used to go to it a lot before like COVID and stuff like that. Went to it like 4 times probably, and it's so much fun. But then after COVID, they started doing different things. They stopped doing it, and they
Yeah.
did like that what is it? Shacktober.
Shaquille, yeah.
Shacktober.
Yeah.
I didn't go to
Like
that.
the basketball player?
Yeah.
I think that was last year.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
And then I guess
Icy hot. This pain.
and then this year they're opening it back up, so I'm kind of tempted to go. It's one of those like date nights kind of plays. So.
do it, dude.
That sounds
Yeah.
fucking rad.
Yeah,
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
No more Shacktober.
No more Shacktober.
Oh.
Now it's Dark
Shacktober
Harbor.
is dead.
And it's basically like haunted houses inside of Queen Mary. It's kind of dope. They have
Yeah.
some
Be
outside.
very scary when it's not a
Dude,
fucking haunted house in there, man.
Seriously. Seriously.
Jesus,
It's,
that
it's,
pool just has fog in it for no reason.
dude,
Might
and then it's
actually
like,
get
it's
scared.
crazy. It's crazy because it's like one of the haunted houses. There's like a little girl inside the pool.
Fuck you.
Yeah. You're like,
That's
it's
hilarious.
empty. It's literally empty. And she's like
Children are
just
the
looking
scariest.
up with like a little doll. She's just looking up at
Of
you. And you're
course
like,
she's got a doll.
what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hell is
Next to me like a
happening?
wheelchair just moving by itself.
That's so
Oh.
funny.
Oh, man.
So I gotta ask, Shacktober, what is this Shaq known for being like a Halloween guy? Is
No,
he like,
I
no?
don't think so.
He just stole it. He just stole October.
Yeah,
from
he
us.
stole
That's
that.
Or
all.
one day he's like, I don't own a holiday yet.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, I can
Best-
afford that.
Best I could do is Queen Mary. Okay. All right. I ain't
So what
mad
do we
at him.
got? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're gonna do at the end of the episodes is start cluing the audience in as to like what we're doing next, so that you guys can play along. So I think, but the next few weeks, well, I guess we're gonna try to drop a couple a month, so like one every 2 weeks, and then I think the next one that we're doing, it's gonna be Haunted Horror Nights themed, like we said, and then so next episode we're gonna choose what the next one after that's gonna be.
I mean, we could still kind of base it on both things. I
We
think
could do both for
Let's
sure.
Yeah.
rock it.
I
Let's
think
rock
there's
it.
a lot of room.
Let's
Yeah.
rock it. Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Because yeah. Like we're feeling this out. This is our first episode. I think
think if
we're
we-
only gonna get better.
No,
So,
I think
yeah,
you have like with your notes and everything. I think that's a brilliant idea. I
Yeah.
didn't do any of
I
that.
hope you guys enjoyed
I think
it,
we
yeah.
have like like the
'Cause he's
rough
the
like
geek.
foundation, and then like we're doing just bullshitting about other stuff as
No,
it comes
I think-
up. And
I
that's-
think
This is
That's
what we,
perfect.
this is exactly what we did this for, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
100%.
I'm happy the way it went. But so what we were talking about is doing rock paper scissors. The winner gets to pick what movie we're gonna kind of subject the conversation
Yep.
with next episode. You know, and definitely do some
Like that. Like that.
you know, Halloween Horror Nights. But then also talk a little bit about the movie that
Right.
we want to choose. You know what I'm saying?
So
Or show or whatever.
right or whatever. So that being said, do we all have something in mind? No pressure
I have something in mind.
I have
already.
something in
I have
mind.
something in mind.
Do you happen to have a choice in mind there, Nick?
I do. You want me to
Nick,
say
do
it?
you?
No,
no.
Secret.
We're gonna do a little playoff right now. So I say you
Secret.
and Richie just do a one real quick, and me
son
and
of
Hill
a
are gonna
bitch.
do one,
And then the winner.
and then
then-
the winner just match. Should we just do one?
All right, you guys go first.
All right,
Go on 3, right?
me and you, real quick. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, okay. Now you two.
So,
Right.
so rock. So don't do that. Rock, paper.
On 3.
Yep.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors. God damn it!
Nick and Hill, do it.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Oh!
Nick, now Nick gets the choice. All right,
almost
bud.
won.
What
All
are
right.
we gonna be looking at next?
I was gonna say Terrifier.
Yeah.
Terrifier.
Right?
All right.
Yes.
Let's go.
Terrifier 1 or 2?
Oh my goodness.
Let's say I'm gonna say 1, but if 2 happens to get woven in there,
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
Both
Cool.
of them?
Let's go, Hillary.
Both?
So we'll have a few weeks. If the audience wants to catch up with us and play along and be able to listen along and know what we're talking about, Terrifier 1, 2, either one, both. That's what we're going to be doing.
Especially because in a few weeks, a few months, Terrifier 3 is going to come out.
yeah, fucking
So
nuts.
Great.
next month.
Oh
So-
shit! That's man.
So
Just
it's
reminded me.
perfect time. You know, we get to watch 1 and 2 before number 3 comes along. And let's have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
I know
It's going to
Hillary's
be
excited.
so fun. Oh my goodness.
A lot of
Okay,
gore.
I can do
All right.
this.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
love horror, but that's like the
So
genre
much
that
unnecessary gore. It's
really,
Awesome.
really
But guys,
gets under my skin.
Thank you guys for
Yeah, thanks for watching.
thank you guys
Okay.
for watching. You know what I'm saying?
Like and
Freaks-
subscribe.
Thanks
yeah,
for coming.
yeah, make sure. Yeah.
Thanks for being there.
Yeah. We're very excited to do this, and can't wait to bring you guys more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Let's do
and
it.
We'll see you soon.
Peace.
All right, later,
Stay
y'all.
gory.